Alright, so, it's been a while. I found a fan fiction off of Wattpad called CyberBully. It is fairy tale. Figured I might as well go ahead and read it for y'all. I already read the whole thing, so, let's just get down to this. Chapter 1. Lucy's Point of View. I sighed as I walked down the halls of my school. A new school year, more bullying. I hugged my books closer to my chest, my body trembling. Suddenly I found myself plummeting to the ground. I squealed in shock as I hit the floor. "Hey, watch where you're going, you clumsy loser. You almost messed up my new pumps." Lizana, one of the most popular girls in the school, growled. Her friends laughed at my accidental fall, then followed her queen bee as she walked away. After her friends laughed, everyone in the hallway started laughing at me. First day of a new school year and already being laughed at. Great. I sniffled and started gathering my books. The school bell rang, signaling that class was starting. I gasped and tried to pick them up faster, but doing it faster did not help at all. "You okay?" a voice asked. I gulped and looked up cautiously to meet a male figure with pink hair. I blinked a couple times. He had such a handsome face. I heard some girl whispering to her friend, "That's Nazi Drag Neil, the most popular guy at school." She squealed and my eyes widened. "Yes," I said, looking away shyly. I heard him chuckle and he started gathering my books. "Uh, no, you don't have to, do that for me." I stumbled over my words as I watched him help pick up my books. I could hardly speak and it was embarrassing. I've never had such a nice person talk to me like this. "Nah, it's cool. I like to help. I'm Nazi Drag Neil, by the way." He grinned. "Nice to meet you," I stuttered. He chuckled when the second bell rang. "Oh, I'm late for class. Thank you. Go men!" I smiled, but then quickly blushed once he handed me my books. He gave me one last grin before I ran off to class. Arriving in class, I panted in the door as I caught my breath. I let out a sigh of relief when I saw that he wasn't here yet. "You're lucky you got in here before me," my teacher, Mr. Gildarts, chuckled, walking in the classroom behind me. I flinched due to the teacher startling me. "Go, take a seat." He nodded towards the two seats in the back. They were beside each other and the only open seats left. I had a choice, a small choice, but still a choice. I chose the one nearest to the window. I just sat down as the classroom erupted into quiet conversations. The teacher's voice was yelling, which caused me to look up. I regretted it right away. "Dragneel, you're late," Mr. Gildarts boomed. "Sorry, I was helping someone. She dropped her books," Natsu said with a sly grin as he apologized. "Go sit down." Natsu took the last seat left, beside me. I tried not to make eye contact. "Oh hey, you never told me your name, which I'd love to know," he said after Mr. Gildarts turned to the whiteboard. My name is Lucy Hartphilia," I blushed. "You're shy, aren't you?" he chuckled. I looked away, hiding my blush. "Okay, class, since it's the new school year, I'm forced to make you all give introductions. Because there are some new students." Mr. Gildarts rolled his eyes and then started with the girl in the front row. "Levy McGarden, random guy, random girl, random guy." "Mira Jane Stratus, Gajo Red Fox, next row." "Loki Lion, random, random, random." "Juvia Full." What? This says Juvia Fullbuster. What? What? Screw it, I'm gonna read it. Juvia Loxer, Elfman Stratus, Evergreen, followed by 3 question marks. Gray Fullbuster, Loxus Strayar, next row. Jalal Fernandez, Urza Scarlet, Bazana Stratus, 3 randoms. Next row, Lucy Hartphilia, Natsu Dragneel, 4 randoms. Then girl sitting on floor. Who's sitting on the floor? Okay, class, now the bell cut off Mr. Gildarts. He growled and motioned us to go. I sat up, gathering my things, then walked out. Yo, Lucy, what's your next class? A kind of familiar voice asked me from behind. I turned to see Natsu. Lucy? I'm Lucy, I corrected, hugging my books closer and looking at the floor. I know, but your nickname for me is Lucy. He grinned. I blushed at him and he chuckled. My next class is English, I said quietly, looking at the floor beside me. That sucks. We don't have the next class together. I'll hopefully see you at lunch or something. He grinned. I looked at him, feeling my cheeks heat up. Oh, hey, baby. I've been looking for you, a voice cooed. We both turned to see Lizana. She grabbed the collar of Natsu's shirt, getting ready to kiss him. I saw her look at me with a smirk on her face before she kissed Natsu in front of me. Since I felt like I needed to leave, I started walking away, looking down. Hey, Lucy, wait up, Natsu called. He ran after me, but with Lizana following. Then some of Natsu's friends came over. I eventually got pushed away from Natsu, and it seemed that so did Lizana. She scoffed and walked towards her followers before leaving, caught up in talking to his own friends. Natsu began to walk the opposite direction of me. I sighed and walked to my next class. I had gotten lost on my way to the classroom, so I was almost late. As I walked in, I was greeted by a familiar voice. Sweet, we have third period together. Natsu grinned. Third period was with Miss Naomi. She taught chemistry and science. I gave Natsu a small, faint, fake smile, then removed it and sat down at one of the middle tables. Natsu sat on the swivel chair beside me. I like spending time with you, I heard him say as I adjusted my own swivel chair. I froze, feeling heat rise up to my cheeks. I gulped before acting as if I didn't hear him. I sat back up, looked away from him. He laughed a bit, and I looked at him, a small pout visible on my face. What? I asked, a bit embarrassed. Your face. It's pink. You look funny. He grinned, showing his canines. My cheeks heated up some more. I turned my head once again. Miss Naomi went over a roll before introducing herself. She spoke about her family and her life. Then she allowed us to ask questions. Some guy asked her how old she was. Idiot, you shouldn't ask a woman how old she is. His friend smacked him upside the head, and Miss Naomi shook her head. It's quite all right. I'm currently 26, she replied with a smile. Then another male asked her what her favorite sports team was. I love the New York Giants. Lucy began to zone out of the conversation her teacher and classmates were in. Instead, she paid attention to the salmon-haired male beside her, who was slowly drifting off to sleep. His head was rested into his arms. You'd only see his nose and whatever was above. She took note how cute he was while sleeping. He snores very lightly, and each time he breathed out, a strand of hair that was in his face went up with it. Lucy leaned her head on leaned her head on her hand and smiled, her body and face relaxing. So you like watching me sleep, eh? I don't know if we could be friends. That's kind of creepy. Natsu's teasing voice brought the shy blonde back to reality. Her eyes widened as she realized his eyes were wide open and looking right up at her. There was an amusement visible in his black orbs. Well, creepy or not, I guess. I'd still love to be your friend. Natsu grinned. Lucy's eyes widened once more. Friend? She asked. No one has ever wished to be Lucy's friend. They thought she was weird and odd. This was the first time someone has been so kind to her, and she enjoyed it. About 30 minutes later, the bell had rung, signaling it was time for the next subject. Lunch! Lucy began to rush out of class, but stopped in the doorway when she remembered her new friend. He was asleep in his seat. Natsu must not have heard the bell. Lucy walked towards the pinkette as everyone else left the classroom. Is that even a word? Pinkette. Natsu, Natsu, wake up, it's lunch. The second Lucy mentioned lunch, Natsu was wide awake. He dashed out of the room, trying to get to the cafeteria. Lucy smiled and laughed after him before taking her leave as well. She stopped by her locker and grabbed her food before wandering the school halls. She actually trying to find the cafeteria. She was actually trying to find the cafeteria, but ended up stumbling across the library instead. Lucy walked inside and met with the librarian. "Hello, would you allow me to eat in here?" Lucy asked. The librarian smiled kindly to the blonde. "As long as you don't touch any of the books owned by me," she replied. Lucy nodded and went to a random table. She pulled out her own book and bit into an apple. Soon lunch was over and everyone was going back to class, including Lucy. I walked out of the library just as the sound of heels clacking against the hallway floor entered my hearing range. It was followed by a voice. "Natsu, I'm breaking up with you. You're too, nice and junk to the nerds," I heard the voice say. I quickly hid behind a wall and peered down the hall to find Zana glaring at Natsu. Natsu looked hurt. Zana then walked off, strutting as if the hallway was a catwalk and a million people were killing to get a photo of her. Poor Natsu. Natsu furrowed his eyebrows, then walked down the hall in my direction. I panicked and started walking away, not wanting him to know I was eavesdropping. End of day. End of day 2. I put my stuff neatly in the locker, closing it once I was done. After I exited the school, I started my journey home on foot. "Lucy, I've been looking for you," Natsu's voice came up behind me. I turned around just as I realized there was no ground under me. Natsu tossed me over his shoulder. I blushed deeply. "Natsu, please put me down," I said quietly. "No way," he said, putting me in his car. "I'm being kidnapped." "No, you aren't. I would never kidnap you," he chuckled. "You said that out loud, by the way," he chuckled again. I gasped and hid my face. He laughed again as he began to walk. All I could see was what was behind us, which was a lot of students giving us questioning looks. I groaned and hid my face in Natsu's back. Soon we came to a stop. I was then placed gently down on something high and soft. It was the passenger seat of his big red truck. He closed the door and I watched him make his way to the driver's seat. He started up his car and drove off to what I'm assuming was his house. "Why are you taking me away?" I asked, buckling my seatbelt. "How about some homework?" he said. "Liar. Who kidnaps a girl to do homework? I'm scared." And that was chapter 1. I hope you all enjoyed that because it gets really intense from here on out. I am not joking. Anywho, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you want more, like the video. It's optional. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Goodbye.